Hey there folks, Mark Johnson from TechSnap. I'm going to do a full review on the LG Optimus G Pro. Now this is the smartphone slash phablet from LG on AT&T. Very nice, product, I'll say overall. There's a lot of things I do like about it. First thing, let's start off with the hardware and design. Hardware is a plastic design. Nothing really too, that makes it stand out super great as far as like the quality, but it feels good in the hand. I mean, honestly, for a bigger phone, this feels about as best as you can feel for a screen being 5.5 inches. Kind of like the glossy back, reminds me a little bit of the Galaxy series of phone. But you do have the power button on the right side. At the top, you do have, the microphone and the 3.5mm jack, the volume rocker. And then you also have the quick mode here, I believe, that gets you right into the pen mode where you can write on the screen and do all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of cool. You can get real quick access to that. Although there is no stylus with this device. Also, another thing with it is that at the bottom you have the back and the home button and then the menu button. And it does take some getting used to because like the back button's on the left-hand side versus the right, which it is on most phones. So time and time, I always feel myself hitting this button when I want to go back versus on the left-hand side. Small thing, but nonetheless, it takes some getting used to. Another thing to take a look at, what I do like, is with this one, when you go to open up the battery door, not only do you have the 3140 milliamp hour battery, but the micro SD card is very convenient to get to. You don't have to take the battery out to get to it. You can pop it in, which is, a very nice thing there. And I do like the design of the back, even with the cover off. It's just very nice, solid feel. It feels good in the hand, and just very overall nice built phone. The thing that really makes it stand out is this display. I mean, this display is absolutely beautiful. I'll try to get on camera. I mean, it's a phenomenal display. Even when you turn it sideways on the home screen, you can get, in landscape mode, which is great. And another thing I do like is one of the features. I'm going to pull up a little quick video to show you some of the performance as I jump into software. So I'm going to go into Q Slide, which is kind of their own version of multitasking. And you can get into an app and then you can control the transparency. This is with the video app. And then you can also resize it. So for instance, I'm going to go ahead and show you, we'll play this little Europe clip. And this quality on this screen is about the best I've seen, period. I can't recall anything being as wowed by as this. But the quality overall is just absolutely fantastic. Full HD, 1080p. The colors and everything are just great. Very immersive experience. Sound is good. So I really like this display. That's really the standout, feature with this device is this display. I mean, jumping forward is just very, very fast. So that's one thing to keep in mind there. The software, it is Android. I'm going to say it's 4.12. Let's see if we can get in there and verify that real quick. Overall performance is pretty swift as it actually is. I do get a little quirk there. Hold down the home button and you can get to little quirks there a little bit. But let's do a quadrant standard to give you an idea of the full benchmark. It does have a Snapdragon 600 processor on it, which is great. It literally has all the same specs as any of the other high phones out there on the market. Okay, we got finished with the benchmark, and as you can see, it's 12,225. So that's absolutely fantastic. Just as fast as Galaxy S4, HTC One, same specs on board as those phones, 2 gigs of RAM. Literally everything here is pretty much what you're going to want in a smartphone nowadays as far as high-end, CPU specs and so forth. The only thing is like, basically, do you come down, do you like how LG's modified everything? It looks, when you pull the app tray down, it does look a little bit of a mess, but, like I said, the Q Slide apps, they go over top of the screen, and it's their version of multitasking. So you can bring apps around and, multitask and, have their transparency and so forth. Pretty cool, but, like I said, it's to each his own on that. as far as storage and all, that's 16 gigs on here. And we're also going to look at the hard software information for 4.12, like I said earlier. So you have that. And overall, just very decent. You know, the performance is great. Sorry, actually, it's 32 gigs on this. So you have 32 gigs plus expansion, you know, for storage. Camera is 13 megapixels on here. It definitely takes nice pictures. I mean, I haven't noticed anything out of the norm. One thing I do notice that it does have a good amount of features as well. 13 megapixels you could choose. And then there's more options there. You can go to 10, you can go to 8, you can go to 1. Different scene modes. So, you know, a lot of, you know, bang for your buck here overall. And I tell you, the best thing about, you know, all these features is right now you can get this phone for $99 at AT&T. I mean, till the end of the month, you can get it for $99. I think it's a great deal if you need to buy, you know, a phone of this size right now. It pretty much directly competes with the Note 2, which I'm going to do a comparison to. But it really beats the Note 2 pretty much, you know, in every category, hands down. Screen, speed, you know, software is kind of a personal taste, but that could be a toss-up area. But for the most part, as far as hardware and feel goes, this definitely wins a lot of areas hands down. With that being said, the Note 2 did come out late last year. This just came out in May. It comes down to whether or not you're going to want, you know, to wait for the Note 3, or do you think this is kind of like the in-between the Note 2 and the Note 3? And, you know, and I'm sure LG will have another phone later in the year that will have, you know, the next Snapdragon CPU, which is the Snapdragon 800, which is even faster than this. But if you need a phone now, $100, you like 5-inch screen, you really can't go wrong with this. I'm really impressed with what LG's done with this one. It's probably the best. It is the best LG phone I've ever used to date, and they've done a very good job. So thanks for watching, folks. Be sure to check out the site, tech-snobs.com, for more coverage. Take care.